Welcome to The Fisher, a serialized audio story. This episode is part of an ongoing journey.
Anna, a glass of water before we begin.
Coming, Uncle.
Let us begin. Peter turned on the news. Headlines that once brought stories of joy, development, and community pride were now saturated with despair, kidnappings, sexual molestation, armed robberies, political coups, and people being mugged in broad daylight. The images and voices that spilled from the screen painted a picture of societal decay. To make matters worse, many political figures seemed strangely aloof. Some even appeared to benefit from the chaos, lining their pockets through deals with criminal syndicates or using unrest to score cheap political points. Power had become more important than peace. Control mattered more than truth. Meanwhile, local law enforcement, once respected, had become compromised. Too many officers had pledged their loyalty to the wrong people. Justice was on the run. The news was not only an eyesore, but a soul sore. But even in the darkness, a remnant remained. Scattered among the broken systems and morally bankrupt leaders were still people of conscience. People who prayed and kept their faith in God. People who resisted the ills of the time. Two of them were Peter and Valerie, a newlywed couple with deep convictions, strong minds, and burning hearts. They believed the world was not falling apart because of the wicked alone, but because the righteous had gone too quiet. As Valerie often said, "You get a bad haircut, not just because the barber may be bad, but because you also fail to speak up during the process." Peter, though introverted by nature, carried a unique spiritual gift. He could see across realms. As a child, he had learnt from church that God gives spiritual gifts to those who desire and ask in faith. However, God gives only according to what the individual can bear. God had counted Peter worthy. Over the years, Peter used this gift humbly, discerning demonic patterns in his church, praying for his community, and interceding in spiritual battles that others could not see. So, when he looked around at the violence and corruption plaguing Greenwood and the world, he did not just see a failing society, he saw the shadowy hands of darkness manipulating events from behind the veil. This was more than cultural collapse. This was war. A war raging in both the tangible and intangible realms. This concludes this episode of The Fisher. Want to read ahead? You'll find the link to the full book in the description below. Bye-bye.
All right, guys, same time next week. Bye.